Welcome back to the Fantasy Channel. This is the Phenoms Part 2, Week 5 prediction show. Currently, first place in the PM's division's 2-2. Better call Persol. Currently, first place in the other division. In the Tricks division, Tataka Blanco 4-0. Not a shocker. Let's get into it. First matchup we have is Wreckin Crew versus Tataka Blanco. It's not going to be good for Wreckin Crew. So, as always, if you don't zen, you don't win. That's what I've heard. So, here we go. Wreckin Crew, you're 2-2. I am not 2-2, however. I'm a lot better than that. Projections this week. Wreckin Crew, you are projected to win 108-94. That's ESPN. But we all know that ESPN is not that intelligent. So, what do I think's going to happen? I mean, honestly, what do I actually think's going to happen? Because I know a bunch of stuff. Well, my prediction is this. Hang on, I'm trying to set up my screen here. It's not going the way I want it to go. All right, I think we're back now. So, looking at this week, I can't really see, to be honest. This was a good idea when I thought about it earlier, but I can't see in those glasses. This week, I don't know. You got some guys that are projected, whatever, but none of that really matters. We don't have to go into projections. It's just projections, and ESPN obviously has it wrong. Who are they saying is going to have a big week? Everybody's pretty standard, normal. You have an advantage in every category but one. And one appears to be tied, I guess. So this is some kind of new format. I don't recall seeing this, to be honest. Oh, that's an overview. It's an overview. Box score. And I can't figure it out. Whatever. I think they did something different. So I was just going to keep it normal. Wreckin Crew, you're not really that good. You're 2-2. It's a bad deal for you. You are projected to win. I'm attempting to possibly even say that you would win, but the fact that you're playing such great talent, usually that wins out. Because not only am I a great talent, but I also have the will and determination. A lot of stuff you don't have, your team doesn't have it. I mean, you got people on your team. Christian McCaffrey, I mean, he's been hurt in the last 2 years. Jonathan Taylor, he's been hurt in the last 2 years. Jamar Chase, he's been hurt in the last 2 years. Mark Andrews, he's been hurt in the last 2 years. It's basically like your whole team sucks. I got a team of Warriors. Nobody's hurt. Mahomes isn't hurt. Barkley's not hurt. Achan, yeah, he went on vacation. The only reason he probably didn't play last year. Keenan Allen did some stuff. Cooper Kupp did some stuff. Darren Waller did some stuff. Those guys were on vacation. Your guys got hurt. There's a difference, between our guys. And I project this, this was kind of long-winded. No offense. You're not going to win. I probably beat you by 5 this week. And who could argue? I would be 18 for 20. But you can't do your job. Kyle couldn't do his job. I think Mitchell couldn't do his job 1 week. So thanks, guys, for that. Now let's go into Red Nuts and Hamburgini. Hamburgini, you're projected to win this thing 95-90. And I was looking at this, and if you look at the categories, you were projected to win in almost every category. But it gets iffy. I mean, Godwin came back. That should be a help. Well, I don't know, a help. I don't know. I'm not looking at your roster he had last week. I don't know if Darius Slayton's the answer to New York. I don't think he's going to be quite the secondary receiver as Wan'Dale Robinson. I think that's his last name. CJ Stroud sucks, though, Red Nuts. I really want to take you, But you really do have a lot of suspect people. If Montgomery puts it together, Nakua has a thing. I mean, really, you got three players. Basically, you need Arizona. No offense, Red Nuts. Hamburgini wins this. I believe Arizona actually plays Tennessee, and I don't think they're that good. So by that alone, they're probably going to roll through. I really hate to say it, Red Nuts. I kind of wanted to pick you, to be honest, but you just don't. Your receivers are good. James Cook's pretty good, but the rest of them are terrible. Hamburgini, you win this. You get on the winning side of the bracket. You get out of the 500 category. Next, we have Rusty Buckets Tickle Shits versus Bye Week. Bye Week is projected to win this pretty big, 101 to 88. You're both 1-3 though, so it's quite a projection for somebody who just don't have it. To be frank, neither of you really have it this year. Bye week is projected in almost every category. The only one not, of course, Josh Allen wins that. Your running backs are better. Your receivers are better. Rusty, you have a tight end who's better, supposedly, against Goddard. I mean, he has you in every statistical category without, like, pulling up his team, seeing the breakdown of the teams that they're playing, whether they're red or green. I don't know. I'm just doing this on my computer, and I'm not going to go look at it. This is a tough one to call just because everybody's so terrible. Because, Rusty, you do have an actual solid lineup. As we stated the other day, you were top 3 in points. You just have a losing record, which is funny. I think this week, yeah, I'm going with bye week. I got to side with ESPN. So at this point, yeah, that's what it is. No offense, Tickle Shits. Go put some fires out, but you won't be putting this one out. This is going to be a rager. You're going to have to call in extra people for this one this week. Willie Nelson versus Downtown St. Brown. Downtown St. Brown, when I looked at this yesterday, your projection was terrible, but that's because you didn't have your guys in. You're 1-3 this year. Willie Nelson, you're 2-2. Willie Nelson, you're projected to win by 1. Just glancing through it really fast, they at least do have check marks at the bottom here. Kamara, Dobbins, Lad McConkey, Brock Bowers. I mean, you have a potential, Willie Nelson, with your crew. I think you're top 3 in scoring also, I believe. Downtown St. Brown, I think you're number 1 in scoring. At least you were before last week. So, having said this, golly, Downtown St. Brown, you just don't have it. You're going to lose this week. Willie Nelson's going to pull one out, and I think he's going to win by more than the one that's projected. And I could totally lose because your team has had success and you have the highest scoring total. I know there's potential there, but yeah, I'm not a receiver. I'm not a receiving fan for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs have receivers. I don't know if I worded that right. You know what I mean. I'm not a fan of any of their receivers. I don't know. Kyron Williams has been up and down. You got the starter at Arizona. He's going to have some carries, but we don't actually know where he stands. He had a pretty good week for his touches he had, but he's not really proven. I'm taking Willie Nelson. So Better Call Persol versus rebuilding season. Here's the thing, Mitchell, you're 3-1. It's the best record you ever had. Will's 2-2. He usually starts off a little hotter. He's an actual professional in life. I know that you're a safety professional, but that's different. Like, he's a sporting professional. Being down there in Honduras has gave him new life in fantasy, and his knowledge and the way just sports work in general, sports management is his thing. Fantasy, we don't actually physically play, though he could because he's a professional athlete. It gave him a better management skill set for managing teams. And so I think you fall off this week. But, hey, you're still over 500 even after this loss you're going to take. Better Call Persol is going to win this one. And I don't even think it's going to be close, to be honest. And so, just to recap, Tatanka Blanco, Hamburgini, Bye Week, Willie Nelson, Better Call Persol. That's what it is. Listen, if I didn't project you to win, just do better. What happens is if you start to do good, then people start to shift their focus. But at this point, I'm just not seeing it. So don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And we'll see you guys with the Week 5 recap. Love everybody. Good luck. Good luck.